What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm actually going to be playing Assassination. I know a lot of you have been looking for some Assassination clips, and I got to play like 5 or 6 hours of Assassination Discipline Priest the other day, and I really like this comp, and I am probably going to continue making some guides of this stuff in the future and get up a lot of these games. I just haven't had a whole lot of time. Anyway, let's get straight into this game. So basically the gate's open and I'm just going to open on the priest. I'm going to try and sap off his shield if able, and their rogue, depending on the opener, is probably either going to peel me or go on to my priest as well. And what happens is I do manage to sap off the shields, and as soon as I open on this priest with Garrote, I'm going to get cheap shotted off by the rogue. And I decide to immediately, after the cheap shot, go on to him with a big burst with a kidney shot, and then pop Vendetta and do my burst. And that reason is because this rogue opens hard on me with Shadow Blades, so I'm also, not only am I killing him, but I'm also reducing his damage that he's doing to me as well. And you'll see that my burst is pretty decent off the start because my priest is able to do some damage. And also I'd like to point out right here that I was just a little bit too hasty with my Vanish. I went for the cheap shot off of the kidney when I should have actually just held it and waited for my blind to be finishing, so I could have gone for an easy sap off of the blind on the priest, as my priest was in a poor position to get a mind control or anything like that off of it. That was the better option. I should have waited. I would have did a little bit less burst damage because I wouldn't have had the rogue locked in stuns, but it would have been a lot better. It would have forced the priest trinket and put us even further ahead in this game, as it's still pretty equal. Nobody's really getting ahead of the other team. Basically, my goal in this game is I'm just like staying on the rogue, trying to reduce his damage during crowd control chains. You'll actually see that he trinkets my kidney shot there to immediately keep up the pressure during the blind that he threw out, because he's also planning to sap off of that blind, which I believe he does. And I actually start getting low here, and right here is a key moment to notice as well, as you'll see that my priest is crowd controlled with a half fear after he came out of that blind into sap. And one of my only options right now is to spam feint or use Crimson Vial, but Crimson Vial is on cooldown, Cloak of Shadows is on cooldown, Vanish is on cooldown, Kidney Shot's on cooldown, Blind's on cooldown. The only option I have is to take advantage of the enemy priest positioning and to shadow step away from the rogue towards the priest and then move towards my priest as he's coming out of that fear, so that my priest can get me some heals. So I've just kited away from the rogue, and you'll see that the rogue's actually coming to get me, and I got a couple heals from my priest, but my priest is going to get thrown into another kidney shot, so we're not quite out of the woods yet. I am going to throw up my feint and my Crimson Vial to try and reduce as much damage as possible. I know that as soon as my priest gets out of this kidney, they don't have too much CC left, and I'm going to be able to get off a huge burst on my next Vendetta, which could potentially end the game at this point due to dampening. And my priest actually suffers a kick, which is unfortunate, and I'm just kiting the rogue with Poison Knife to try and reduce as much damage as possible. I'm trying to delay him from getting to me, because Poison Knife, if you don't already know, applies your poisons, and it applies that crippling poison, which slows their rogue and makes it harder for him to get to me. And I land a kidney here with all my bleeds up, and the rogue feels pressured enough to trinket because his priest actually has a mind control on mine, and I'm aware of that, and I'm feeling fine with the amount of health I have. I'm actually going to kick the tail end of this mind control so that I can reduce any incoming heals in this rogue, because I'm setting up for this next kidney shot. It's going to be a big kidney, and I'm going to try and throw out a lot of damage on this rogue. So at this point, I'm just kiting this rogue still, trying to get my health up a little further from heals, and I'm waiting for that stun DR to come off because my last kidney shot just got the human racial, and before that we got trinket. At this point, this rogue has nothing to get out of our next kidney shot, and Vendetta's coming up. This is really good for us, and we are going to be able to put out a ton of pressure and potentially end this game. So basically, I'm just keeping up feint, keeping up Crimson Vial. I get the rogue in a decent position here, and immediately I'm going to go for a Shadow Step kidney. Unfortunately, Toxic Blade wasn't quite up yet, but I can't afford to wait for it. I need to go right away because I was low on health. But I get that Shadow Step kidney. The reason I use Shadow Step is so that I'm behind the rogue, so that there's no chance that he dodges it, because Subtlety has a high static chance of dodging abilities. And if that missed, we potentially would have died here. But we land the kidney, and we pop Vendetta. We go for a big burst. I get off a couple Mutilates and Venom. I'm going to get off my Toxic Blade on the end of this. The priest is actually going to give this rogue pain suppression, but since the rogue goes to peel me with a stun here, I believe, when I come out of it, I'm going to have Turn the Tables, which is an honor talent, which I am unsure if I like better than Unfair Advantage. But you'll see that the damage is just too much. My priest lands a fear. This rogue's not getting any heals, and he's going to go down. The reason I picked Turn the Tables in this game is because Subtlety Rogue has access to so many stuns that I figured whenever I was going to kill something, I would be peeled by a stun and in turn get a damage increase to help me get my kill. However, you'll actually notice that there's like several crits up on the screen all the time, so Assassination would always have Unfair Advantage up in this situation because, as you see, my health is actually greater than his, which is the requirement for Unfair Advantage. And I just believe Unfair Advantage is a better overall talent, and you should probably just use it all the time. However, Turn the Tables did actually end up working for me in this game, so it's not too bad. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the first Assassination clip on my channel in a while. It was a lot of fun to make, and I hope you guys find this video useful. Please let me know what you think. I have more clips I'm going to upload here in the next couple days. I hope to get up at least 2 more videos this weekend. Anyways, for now, thanks for your continued support. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and have a great weekend.